everybody. Welcome back. Hope you had a great weekend. Did you? Can't hear you. Well, I'm sure you did. I did, so I just assume everyone did. Welcome back, Anthony Cumia Show, right here on Compound Media. Also on YouTube on Monday, because I'm nice guy. Yes, if you're watching, of course, you can subscribe to Compound Media for 20% off if you use the promo code Compound20. Thank you. And, yeah, great weekend down here, South Carolina. Beautiful weather, per usual. Went out to brunch yesterday. There's like a shitload of places to get brunch. And I know brunch is kind of gay, but... you know, you have some of those mimosas. You know, that's kind of gay, too. Brunch is just gay, but there's kind of that old school word gay involved. What a gay time we're having here at brunch. It's gay. Stop sucking my cock. I don't mean gay. I just mean we're having a gay time at brunch. It's, yeah, it was great. Like steak and eggs, whatever that hollandaise sauce is. Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's one of the places I go to. Look at the crowd, right? Isn't that fucking... just so... What would you call that? Oh, white, I think is the word.
I was going to say gay.
Gay. Yes. Look at the gay time those white people are having. They look so gay. Yeah. No, it was fucking awesome. Walk around. People, when I was talking about coming down here, like, you know, look out for the summers. It gets hot. I like the heat. No. Not the kind of heat. Shut the fuck up. I like the heat. I don't care about being hot. It's not, you know, if it's really fucking hot, it could get what they call uncomfortable. You're just not comfortable. Oh, I wish it wasn't this hot, but, you know, it's not the end of the world. Cold is painful. Cold actually causes you physical pain. If it's hot out and you do this, let me see, back of my knuckles. Just do that. Right now, I could do that. Do that all day. I could play drums with the back of my knuckles on the corner of the desk. If it was 20 degrees in here and I did that, I'd be writhing on the floor in unbelievable pain. So, yeah, I enjoy the heat way more than the cold. You're going to miss the winters. No, I'm not. Yeah, so it was blazing hot. Just walking around Greenville, and so what? It was great. Ate outside in the heat, and then you go in to a nice place to grab a beer or something after brunch. Then you get a little air conditioning, and then go back outside again. And the people just, you know, I don't know what it is. If you sit close enough to people, they'll just start talking to you. And it's not a crazy person. It's not like New York crazy people start talking to you. It's just a nice couple. This nice couple, I just have this problem where I really don't know. I forget how old I am. So I always think I'm younger than I am. So when I see a couple, I go, oh, look at this old couple. And, you know, in most of those cases, they're at least my age, many times younger. And I'm like, oh, look at this old couple that are sitting here. So there was an old couple sitting nearby, and I don't even know what spot. Oh, I think they were talking about the music, because there was another a beer festival or something going on right across the way, and there was live music. And they were asking if we knew anything about the live music, and Missy knew a lot about it, started telling them about it. And they, it starts a conversation like human beings used to have. All right, it took me like a few seconds to realize I got to put my phone down. Shit. I can't just sit on my phone and go like, like I can with everyone else. So, I put the phone down and started having genuine human interaction with people I had no idea who they were. And I got to tell you, it was nostalgic. It was kind of nice. They were a couple from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. They were down visiting their son. I can't say that like they're older than me. And they're thinking about moving down here and love the Greenville area. So just started talking about that. And, the same shit coming down here a year ago and, the unbelievable atmosphere and people and everything. And, they were pretty sold on the whole idea. I think they were going to look at houses and stuff. But, that's just how things go I think that's how things are supposed to be. We are so far removed from the way things are supposed to be between humans. Mutual respect. Like I said, something as simple as I put my phone down. I just put my phone down, eye-to-eye contact, and a genuine conversation. Was it earth-shatteringly important? No. But what is between two groups of people chit-chatting? But it really made me think, we have gotten so fucking far away from what people are kind of supposed to be doing. And there's no rule book that says, that's supposed to happen. But you just feel it. You know it. It's like we have really strayed from what we should be doing, how we interact with other people. And it's affected everything. There's no connection in any way anymore. So you don't feel any empathy or sympathy or, oh, why don't you put yourself in that guy's shoes? Oh, I bet that those people felt bad about that. We just don't give a fuck anymore. You're just on your phone going, what? What was that? Oh, he did. And then, even on your phone, I between the time I get up and the time I do this show, I swear I've watched, I'll be honest, I won't say 100, 15. I've watched 15 people die. Yeah, just 15 people in various ways. Murder, suicide, car wrecks, falling, whatever it is. Vacation accidents, boating accidents. You watch 15 people die before, you even have your morning cup of coffee, as they say. And that's got to be doing something to the way we relate to other people. It detaches us from having any feelings or empathy for our fellow man. We knew that something was going to happen with the advent of the internet, this instantaneous communication and information that you could get. The even when that first started, we didn't imagine we'd be able to look at news events and videos and things that are happening in pretty much real time, no matter how horrific they are. There's no more wall there to separate you from the terrible things. You could follow some accounts or not follow them based on what you want to see or don't want to see. But it gets through to everyone at some point. You'll see stuff you probably didn't want to see that day. So, yeah. And I think it's having an effect on how we think about other people, how we interact with them. And so that personal interaction with strangers is very unique these days. any contact. If you told me something like that, like what type of communication would you have with someone you just don't know? You met instantly. I'd immediately think that I would be very held back and standoffish, suspicious, protective, just because of what we see and what we live through and, what's going on in the world, I guess. You could get quite cynical. But it's interesting. What the fuck is this? I don't answer phone calls, especially from people I don't know. Yeah, it's one of those things where you just, I don't know. You don't think it's going to be that way, and then you have an interaction with people and think, oh, I forgot. That is the way it used to be. It just used to be that way, and it's kind of not anymore. And it's weird. It's very, very strange. But yeah, I'm very glad I'm in a place where you could still have moments like that and think about it and go, wow, that is kind of a dying thing where strangers have any type of pleasant interaction. Short term, just an exchange of conversation and tip a couple of drinks and wish each other well, and then you're off on your own life. It's quite unique these days. Fish from Colorado, our very rectangular state of Colorado. What's up? I don't hear him.
Can you hear me?
Hey, now I hear you. What's up, buddy?
Hey, how's it going, brother?
Great.
Nice. So, kind of in addition to what you were saying, I think that not only the world, but specifically our country is heading toward a societal critical mass when everything just kind of culminates at once. Because I don't know if you've seen the public these days, but everyone's kind of at their breaking point. Everyone's angry. Everyone's divided.
Yes. So true, man. Everyone seems very on edge. And there doesn't seem to be any way to relax and pull back from that. So, yeah, I honestly think you're right. I think we're seeing just another part of the societal breakdown and inevitable collapse. It is interesting, yeah.
Everyone's kind of tribing up, too, kind of like like a prison analogy. Everybody's kind of like sticking to their race. And you could see that divide happening, which is really all part of the Great Divide and Conquer scheme. But with that being said, like some of these, what the blacks are doing, like what the Mexicans are doing, white people caused everybody's problems, like.
Yeah, it's become very separated. Obviously, we've seen that. And nobody really, or very few people, it seems, consider themselves united in being Americans anymore. They're black or they're Mexican or they're, they don't even like putting the American tag at the end of Mexican American or, especially things like in Minnesota with Somalis. You'd never hear them say Somali American. These people have just taken whatever culture and loyalties from the country they left because it sucked and came here without any motivation to assimilate to American society and become Americans and have pride in that. It looks very grim. It looks very grim, Mr. Fish.
Yeah, we have as far as like an American culture that you could definitely say back in the 60s and 70s, we had an American culture, but now it's some kind of hodgepodge of people from all over who, like you said, they have no concept of assimilation. They just do the same shit they did in the shithole country they came from and do it here. Yeah. But they get free handouts
years
for
ago,
doing it here, so it works for them, but not for actual Americans.
Yeah. When there were protests years ago, even the protesters would say things like, hey, I'm doing this because I love my country. I want to see us go in the direction. They believed what they were doing, like when they were protesting the Vietnam War, that the war was against true American values, and they felt like Americans, and they were protesting what they believed in as Americans. Now, look, I'm not going to get into the debate there because I think they were filthy hippies anyway. But there was that baseline that we were all Americans, at least. Now, these people they hate America. They don't even want the flag. You put up an American flag, you'll have people calling it a terrorist symbol, and that they're intimidated and frightened by it because it represents white supremacy and fascism. They don't even want to see the symbol that represents the nation, never mind be part of it. And while people say we have been divided in the past, like during the Vietnam War and whatnot, and even other instances where we've been divided on social grounds, we still have that commonality as Americans, and that being gone now is the big, that's the big bad part of having just different opinions as Americans, is when you're not even Americans anymore.
Yep, and with zero inclination that if it wasn't for America, and honestly, like white people in general, they wouldn't have these cell phones to talk on, they wouldn't have the internet, they wouldn't have Netflix, they wouldn't have cars, they wouldn't have anything like that, like all the engineering and everything that we did through this country to build the world into what it is, and now suddenly the American flag is racist and white people are evil.
Yeah, Western civilization, and the American way of life was always the innovators and the people willing to take a chance and venture into the unknown. And capitalism was a big part of it, but that was also like the Wild West, and then there was literally the Wild West. I mean, all of these things made Americans kind of shape them into what we became up until very recently. And a lot of European nations kind of resented that, looked at it down their nose, but we always stuck together and thought, this is America. Hey, screw you. Yeah, we love our guns. We love our God. We love our country. And now it's nothing. No one gives a shit. They don't even, at least years ago, they would at least respect the borders of the country and think, well, America is at least this. I don't know what it is. I don't care what the people are like. I don't care what. I live here, and here's the border. Now there's not even a border on a map that dictates what America is. So it really is going down the shitter quickly.
Yeah, and at this rate with Biden and the state he's in, I don't even think he's going to make it another couple months, much less to the election. I know. And I don't know what they're going to give him to do this debate on Thursday, but he's going to get massacred by Trump. Are they out of their mind?
Yeah, I'm going to be broadcasting that one live. We're going to do a live simulcast of the debate because I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, they're going to crank Biden up on some type of, drugs that like they gave him for the State of the Union. And then Trump is just going to be ruthless and relentless. So it's probably going to be a very interesting evening watching the debate.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And the thing with the drugs that they're giving him is they have to keep giving him more to get the same result. And I've watched, and I'd say he has maybe 15, 20 minutes when they juice him up before he starts stuttering and forgetting his lines and going off script and babbling about Bo or some bullshit like that.
Yep, unless they take those commercial breaks, usher them off stage, and zap them again. But how effective could that be? The guy, they're literally dragging him across the finish line. It's pathetic.
Insane. So insane.
Yeah. All right, Fish. Thank you, my friend.
All right, Ant. Good talking to you again, brother.
Appreciate the call. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Let's go to Brian. Brian is from the great state of PA, Pennsylvania. What's up, Brian?
Hey, this last caller, they drive me fucking nuts because when they're saying, Trump's going to kill him in the debate, it doesn't fucking matter because the regime media will pick some stupid, dumb little clip where Biden might make a little bit of sense.
Exactly.
And then half the country just fucking sees it anyway. Like, stop being so fucking naive and stupid with this shit.
Yeah, what they do is they make everyone have such a low expectation of what Biden can do because we've seen it. He's a bumbling buffoon. And then they pump him full of these drugs. If he can even spit a sentence out, the news will go, well, there's your incompetent president. He was so alert and aware. He was talking about the facts. Yeah, the propaganda wing of his administration, the mainstream media, will spin it in a way where he's brilliant and Trump is the angry, buffoonish, convicted felon. And yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. You're right. It really doesn't matter how that debate goes. They're going to rewrite history as it happens.
Right. Sorry, I actually called about something else though that I think is another way to look at this whole quote unquote racism thing, and that's that.
Yep.
I was born in the '80s. Okay, white kid, '80s, middle class. We were taught that the worst thing in the world is to judge somebody by their skin color, right? Specifically the black. Yeah. This was the first generation that truly embraced quote unquote black culture, whether it was fucking Michael Jackson or fucking Michael Jordan or rap or whatever the fuck. Okay, we're the first generation that fucking did it, and now we're in our 40s here. And we're the fucking biggest piles of shit. Everybody's problems is our fucking fault. And as you get older, you fucking start to realize, especially when you're around them, that the blacks are the most racist fucks in the country. It ain't the fucking whites, dude. They don't tolerate it anywhere else. And we're all fucking done with it.
I've seen it, I see it every day. The racism that comes out of that community is second to none. I mean, anytime there's an interaction, and I watch so many of these videos. I'm hooked on videos of black women, especially getting pulled over by the cops, and it's just a problem. And I watch so many of these, and not even the first instant of racism that comes out. It's the only instance. The cops aren't being racist. They're being courteous, kind, giving all kinds of opportunities for the least possible conflict. And the first people that pull that race card out and call the cop a racist cop, a white cop, I don't want you to touch me, bring a black officer or bring a woman, constantly. Yeah, it's constant. It's the most racist shit you'll ever see.
It is all so fucking tiresome. And the thing is dude, if I see a black dude wearing a polo and khakis and shoes or whatever the fuck, I'm not like, oh, look at this fucking piece of shit motherfucker. But when I see a fucking guy wearing a hoodie and a fucking mask and it's 93 fucking degrees outside, I'm like, there's a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, I always go like, oh, that guy's a problem. That guy's a problem. And you could just tell, the hoodie in the middle of a 90-degree day with the hoodie up and tied and the mask on and the hand in the pocket. And they're just like, what the fuck are you doing? It's like running into a bank with a fucking a stocking over your face. There's only one reason you're doing that.
Do you follow Darren Beatty? I think it's Darren Beatty or Oilfield, one of these guys. I'm sure you follow them. They're like, every video now is like, America has become, the civil rights movement has become, you need to make enough money to avoid it at all costs. Like, you just need to make enough money not to live around it, basically.
Yeah, I mean, that's what everyone's doing. I think we talked about this last week to some extent, is people just don't want to live in neighborhoods that are majority people of color, as they like to put it.
Quote unquote, we live in a quote unquote good school district.
Yeah. What does that mean? What do you mean by that? Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
right.
We know what it means. Oh, I want to, yeah, we moved into it's a really good neighborhood. Oh, we're just outside of New York City. Oh, uh-oh. No. We moved into a really nice neighborhood. Oh, okay. What does that mean? What does that mean? Say it. Yep. I hear you. I hear you, my
I love
friend.
the show, brother. Keep it going.
Thank you. We'll move on a little bit. I'm sure this will be an underlying thread throughout the entire show because I do have some preparation that includes a lot of racial diversity, let's just say. But we'll take Bob really quick first. Other guys can hang on there if they want to. Bob from Maryland. What's up, Bob?
What's up, man? How you doing, man?
Great. Thank you for accent.
I want to keep it short and sweet for you, my friend. Quick
You're the man.
preamble, tiny bit of background that leads to my question, if you don't mind.
Sure.
So I like the beginning of your show about the random conversations with strangers, how that doesn't happen anymore, and it's made me want to call and kind of ask you about maybe something like career advice for me personally. And it comes from thinking about what you're talking about, things that I've heard you say, and me growing up and maturing. The other night, I was with my girlfriend, and I hate the music she listens to. And I realized that what I don't like about it is that it's whiny, because instead of people being productive, they just sit around and complain about stuff.
Yeah.
You know? So
True.
this is where you kind of come into it. So, like, I'm a musician and kind of, like, self-made, and I really like how you kind of did your thing and then almost organically found this path for yourself that you were kind of already on anyways, but once you got into the radio stuff, it just exploded. And, you know, and I hear a lot of what you do like a musician. Like, it's not just the point of view or your word choices. It's the atmosphere, it's the humor, it's your interaction, it's all of that.
Ooh, look at this guy. Thank you.
What I'm trying to figure out is any just minute advice in terms of a career, because the problem that I am having is I want my time to be the most productive and fulfilling rather than be like another miserable person in a career they don't like that just complains about stuff. Because there's so much
tough.
crazy stuff going on. It's out of our hands pretty much anyways. And the best thing that anybody can do that's reasonably intelligent is just kind of make their own way and just hope that it all kind of works out positively.
Yeah. Well,
So,
let me ask you. Let me ask you a couple of things first.
Sure, man.
How old are you?
I just turned 42 in December.
All right. I thought you were younger, but
fairly
that's
young.
okay. How you have a girlfriend? You said. Do you live together?
Yeah, we do, and we're both artists. I'm a musician, but also a photographer, and not like I play like professional, but it's like it's kind of like to the point now where like even like the arts are not safe from like these external like distractions that have nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying?
True.
And I guess the reason why I kind of like feel this weird resonance is that like I feel like I came in at the tail end of things where you could just kind of show up with an interest to something and insert yourself. Like when I got into photography, I just kind of started taking classes, and someone said, go assist the photographer if you want to learn, and jumped right into it and learned a lot, like boots on the ground, instead of like, you know, like taking classes and this and that. Like, it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm more one, like how you did the Stern thing. You're like, I sat in my van, or at least the story I remember you saying it, kind of sat in your van outside and was like, they were doing the voice thing, and you're like, fuck it, if I'm gonna pull the trigger, I'm gonna pull the trigger
just
and
try.
go for it.
You
You know what I mean?
It does take some motivation, and you need talent. You need to, you know, figure out what you want to do and what you want to do with it. Musician, boy, that's a tough one too, because there are so fucking many, and there's a lot of good ones. It's a tough thing. Do you have kids?
No, man, it's just me. Just me and her and a couple cats.
That would have been the big like.
Coincidentally, one of them's
you're
a Bengal,
fucked.
actually.
That would have been, well, you're fucked. Just raise your kid and fucking get old and die. I don't know. As far as making a career.
Not to cut you off, but I guess I'd left something out that might help with the clarity of it. I don't want to be limited to just like a musician per se, because like, for example, like you had your career and you did your thing and you were also a musician, but then like you kind of ended up in this thing where like you kind of started to become a fucking comedian, and not just a comedian that can sit there. So it's like you found a way to like kind of be this little river, and then all of a sudden you found this massive opening of all of these branches that you kind of knew were there, but you kind of didn't limit yourself to just one thing. So that's why I just wanted to kind of be clear. I'm not necessarily asking for advice of a music career. It's more of like capital C like career.
Yeah, okay.
Overall,
then I'll give you an overall thing. You have to be out there doing what you want to do in some capacity. You can't just sit, especially like I love these college guys that just go to school, they get a supposed education in whatever field they want to be in, and when they pop out the other end, they literally don't have any realistic knowledge of the jobs they want to do and the career they want to have. It's not until you hook up with that career in some capacity, you're in orbit around the career, and now you're around people that kind of know what you're pursuing. They've done it. You can talk to them and maybe get a better idea what you want to do. But just book reading and learning and then thinking you could fill out an application for your dream job, that's not it. It takes a lot of schmoozing, a lot of and by the way, hold on. There is a fucking element in there called luck. And that's the worst part, because that's the part you have no fucking control over.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess just like, I don't know, man. I guess I didn't, that was just kind of, I just wanted a general kind of thing, because I don't know, man. The more I've like gotten into you over the last few years, man, I'm just like thinking like, this motherfucker had all of this stuff kind of in line and just found this little crack in the fucking foundation and slipped himself in. And in my opinion, which may not mean much, but like in my opinion, you took over the whole party. I mean, from like the different podcasts to like the stuff that's humorous or the political stuff or just the stuff that's like, hey, we're going to talk about, or anything, you know, it's just like, here's a guy that was already malleable or whatever to begin with, and just was of that, I don't want to use the word generation, but I don't want to date people, so to speak, but like where you could just show up and insert yourself into something. Be like, all right, I'm here, I got some ideas, I got a way I want to live it, what's up, you know? So that's why I just, you know.
Well, I hope that somehow helped, Bob. Thank you, though. You know, thanks for calling, and I hope things work out for you. That's all I could really say. Couldn't hang up on him. He was fucking kissing my ass. He was glazing me. I was being glazed, motherfucker. What are you gonna do? I'm kidding, of course. It is tough these days to do anything. I don't know. Like, I pretty much gave up. That was one of the big, that was a great turning point in my life when I just fucking gave up on everything. I had my dreams and aspirations and fantasies of what I wanted to do. And yeah, they involved things like radio and comedy and stuff like that. But the idea of pursuing that through traditional channels was an impossibility. I had to work my balls off to scrape up rent and food, which I went without sometimes. And the idea that I could budget my time working enough to pay for what I needed to live, and then when I wasn't working, be in school so I could hammer out a career path that I wanted, there was no fucking way I was going to do that. And it wasn't because that wasn't an opportunity that was out there. I just had zero ambition or motivation to do something like that. I wanted to work as little as is humanly possible, make as much money for what I was doing as is humanly possible, and not really have to work at getting to that point. And as you see, it worked out fine. It absolutely worked out just like that for your pal Anthony. But it's a very rare occurrence. I mean, the planets have to be aligned. And like I said, luck is a huge part. More of it was who I knew. It's who you know, not who you blow. Or most of the people that I met that were in the industry, any kind of entertainment business, especially music, comedy, or radio, I tap danced in front of them. I put on the best show I could and hoped that somebody that did see me appreciated what I was doing and felt that it could be a commodity in one of these entertainment facets. And that's kind of the luck part. You have to bump into the right person. There's one day you might have been driving along and you hit a stoplight, and that prevented you from getting somewhere quick enough to maybe bump into somebody and start this weird conversation, and there's somebody that could have helped you. I mean, these different roads of alternate universes that could have happened in your life. But it's the same thing when they do happen. Maybe not making that red light prevented you from something that would have made you miss the opportunity that you got. So it's a weird kind of cosmic thing, but there's luck involved. Once you get into a position where you feel you could do something, you start tap dancing as fast as you can. And a lot of people, here's another thing that and it doesn't sound like something that's a commodity in a person that wants a career like that. You best be a guy that is able to compromise. And by that, I mean, you know the right answer. You know what needs to be said. You know what's wrong with something. You hammer down your molars on your tongue till it bleeds. Don't fucking say anything. Oh, so you compromised your values to get to... At times I did. I kept my mouth shut when I fucking knew. I left the scene, went to wherever I was going, and just steamed. Because I knew fuck well, I knew what had to be done or had to be said or what have you. Especially when you're new and you're just, like I said, you're in that orbiting around what you want to do phase. Don't mouth off. Don't be a know-it-all. Soak in as much info as you can and smile a lot. Because contrary to popular belief and a lot of movies, people don't like that. I like you. You're spunky. Hey, that guy's got drive. Give him the job. Like, they goofed on that on Seinfeld, where Costanza goes in for the job with the Yankees, and he's talking to Steinbrenner. You have ruined this team. Your ego. And he goes, hire that man. That's funny because it doesn't happen. It's so outrageous that would happen. It only happens in sitcoms and stuff. Shut up, smile like an idiot, and do what you're told until you reach a point where you start getting a little power and you could start maybe saying some stuff. But, someone like Patrice O'Neal is a great example of a very talented person. He got the luck factor where people were pursuing him. It wasn't even like he had to bump into anyone anymore. He had the likes of, Spike Lee and other directors, producers, Chris Rock, coming up to him and going, this is the guy I want. He doesn't have to audition. I need this big black dude. And then what's his name from Hot Tub Time Machine and The Office wound up getting all of Patrice's would-be roles because Patrice just couldn't keep his fucking mouth shut. Patrice was unbendable. If he saw success just creeping through the door, he'd slam that fucker shut, and no one really knew the reasons why or whatever, but that was just the way Patrice was. And motherfucker was very talented. People wanted him. He reached the point where he sat in many meetings with high-profile people and was just a sure, let's do this away from getting really good jobs and propelling his career to that next level that we all know he would have attained. He just couldn't keep his fucking mouth shut. No, yeah, I don't like you. Oh, you wanted to ride his, are you? Yeah, I don't think that's going to work. And, no. I've been in those meetings. I've been in positions where you're in front of supervisors and bosses or people that want you, and they're saying stuff, and you just, oh, yeah, boy, that sounds great. Oh, my God, was that your idea? Poof. No wonder you're the guy sitting there, and I'm, ha, ha, ha. The whole room laughs. Did you compromise your values? Did you compromise your integrity? Did you? Yup. So you cleaned off the ramen noodles off your mouth with chocolate? Yep. One of my favorite little Instagram videos. Yeah. So, that's part of it is learning when to shut the fuck up. Just know when to shut the fuck up. I know so many people. And, I don't know if I don't think it's really integrity. I think it's being stubborn and overplaying your hand. Even if you got, quad aces, you overplay that hand and that motherfucker's coming back with a royal flush. And you're sitting there going, what happened? I had all the cards. Yeah, not really. You didn't have all of them. So, yeah, that's kind of part of it. Yeah, it's kind of part of it. Oh, my God. Is that really Brennan?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I don't know if I am talking about this right now. I got to talk a lot with, I don't know if Gavin is saying anything or what have you. Plans are in the works. Things are being done. Yeah, I'm not. If it was just me and I could just talk about this, I would. But there's other people and stuff involved. So sorry, Kev. I got to be out of the Kevin Brennan business as far as this call goes, too. I do. Once I'm able to say something and talk, I will. But tell Kevin I'm sorry. I can't talk about business at this point. I'm polite. I'm a polite man. Charles, line 4. Charles. What's up, Charles? Hello.
Hello.
Hello. What's up, man?
Hey, can you hear me?
I certainly can now.
All right. Yeah, I just wanted to call, ask you if you ever seen a movie from the late 70s called Sorcerer with Roy Scheider.
Sorcerer. Wow, that sounds familiar. It wasn't about a sorcerer. That was kind of a code name, right?
Yeah. It was William Friedkin. It's the movie he made after The Exorcist, and the trailer's pretty fucking awesome. Like, he spent 5 years in 20 different countries making this movie, and it's you're talking about the downbeat 70s movies with the miserable fucking endings. This is like
Love
2 fucking hours of that.
Yeah, 2 hours of a relationship with the main characters, and then, they wind up dying at the end in a horrific way, and then the credits roll, and you're fucking stunned leaving the movie theater, yeah.
Yeah, this is like 2 fucking hours of it. If I started trying to even explain the plot, it'll just sound like crazy fucking rambling. But it's the most badass fucking movie I've ever seen in my life. You definitely couldn't make it today. One of the heroes...
Wait, isn't it a truck? Like a truck is involved? Isn't a truck involved in this?
Yeah, they drive these old beat-up, shitty trucks in South America, and they got to transport leaking cases of dynamite to an oil fire.
That was
like
it. Yeah. Oh, boy, dude. I haven't even given this movie a second thought since it came out. So it's kind of coming back. I remember seeing the trailer on TV or something. So, yeah, that's awesome. I will check that out. I've been watching some of these older 70s movies. They're pretty interesting to watch.
It's all I want to watch anymore. I can't watch new shit because everything's too goddamn.
Yeah.
I mean, you already know it's just, I could smell the hard-coded woke and everything, and even me and all my friends like, I can't watch this fucking shit, man.
Just garbage.
Everything's so fucking gay now.
You're absolutely right. All right, let's guys, can we pop the trailer up for Sorcerer? I want to see the trailer for that. See what I remember. Charles, thanks, man. Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly about the movie selections, man.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, man. Cool, man. Cool talking to you later.
Later. Yeah, let me see that one. God, Roy Scheider. Everyone remembers Roy Scheider from Jaws, but he was in a few pretty good movies.
In 1971, William Friedkin directed The French Connection. It received 5
That guy's
Academy
freaking
Awards,
hilarious.
including Best Picture of the Year. In 1974, he directed The Exorcist. It made
Horrified
history.
people.
Since then, Friedkin has spent over 2 years in 5 countries on 3 continents, creating his latest film, an unusual
French Connection
adventure
and The
into
Exorcist, and then it's now that I'm seeing the trailer again, it's not really compelling me to watch it. But I do agree, some of those movies, like the one with who is it? Where he crashes the car at the end into the bulldozer blades. Yeah, Vanishing Point. The movie Vanishing Point is just a perfect example of those 70s movies where they just crash fucking car. They kill the lead actor at the end of the movie, and you're like, oh, great. That was depressing as fuck. Boop, boop, boop. Am I going to get struck for playing movie clips? Probably. Zach from Tennessee. What's up, Zach?
Hey, what's up, Anthony?
Hey, how you doing?
Doing well. I know you're a big fan of those old-timey PSAs, and I don't think I've ever heard you cover this one. It's called The Secret of Selling to the Negro.
Oh, is this one great? Yes. They discuss that the Negro is a different type of customer, and you got to change your sales pitch and how you treat them based on, the fact that they're Negroes. Find that one. It's great. Let me pop this up. Here we go.
But I got to say, though, the most disgusting part about it is there's no suspension of disbelief when you see how they depict the black family like there is in 2024.
Oh my God. Yes. The wife, the husband who's dressed to the nines, the children who are dressed impeccably. And it's there was a family unit back in the day. I swear. It's not like these days. They behaved, and there was a family unit, and they were in communities. They swept their front stoop. It's amazing. All right, let's watch a little Selling to the Negro.
Thank you.
Crime is up. The average Negro wage earner. Why, this can't be true. Hey, Bob. I'm on the phone. A radio host?
You got the level on that, Joe?
Been doing radio since I was 18.
Don't forget the dolly and close.
Why is there lights for the radio?
Stay clear of number 2 camera, and all set. Stand by.
Camera? Oh, it's like this. See, they did podcasting. Presenting Robert Trout and David Salmon in a Roy Flounder production of The Secret of Selling to the Negro. The Negro. Johnson Publishing. This is awesome already. Presented with the cooperation of the Johnson Publishing Company, Incorporated, publishers of Ebony, Tan, Jet, and Hue, all colors. All black magazines were just names of colors. I'm reading Purple magazine today. Sarah. It's usually Sarah, but you don't use a hard R. Venerio pie. Looks like a Bugs Bunny cartoon credits, doesn't it? All, look at that. Who made it? All Jewish guys. They're going to tell you how to sell to the black people. Cooperation of the United States Department of Commerce in preparing this film. Come on. All right, here we go.
Hello, I'm Bob Trout. I've got a story here that I think is big, really big, because it's bound to have a terrific impact on business. I'm talking about a new market, a big new market, millions upon millions of new prospects with $15 billion to spend. That's right, I said 15 billion. That's a lot of money, isn't it?
Billion with an N.
The surprising thing is that it's a fresh market, still full of opportunities. It grew up so fast, got so big in a hurry, that few of us realize its scope. Now, these days, nobody's likely to pass up chances to sell. And yet right here in our own front yard, there's a neglected market.
There's money an auction stand.
To get the story of this market, to be able to tell you the secret of selling the Negro, we did a lot of digging. We talked to leading businessmen, to customers, and to salesmen. We went to Washington,
Negroes
D.C.
themselves.
We set up cameras and other key points around the nation. And out of this all, there emerged a story. The story of a new market.
Oh, shit. Oh, no. Sell the house. The Breens, motherfucker.
Yes, this is the market we're talking about. The new Negro family.
Back in your house,
Their name is Wells or Wilson, Smith or Brown or Alexander or Breen. They live in Chicago, in Atlanta or New York, in Detroit, St. Louis, Los Angeles, any one of 1,000
Look
cities
at this
and towns.
family.
All over the country, families such as this are enjoying new prosperity.
Oh, he looks nice enough.
New standards of living, a buying power they've never enjoyed before.
Don't touch me!
They're good prospects for practically all types of goods and services. All too often, though, they're overlooked prospects. Why?
Overlooked.
Because of some
Because people don't want them in their stores.
No. They're overlooked because
washing
of
the
mistaken
car.
ideas.
Look at this.
Because of out-of-date ideas about how the Negro lives and how he buys. The truth of the matter is that the Negro lives pretty much the same as other folks. He buys pretty much the same way, too. But just the same,
except without an exchange of any money,
keep cropping up over and
they
over
just
again.
go in and take it.
I don't like to do business with Negroes. They're drifters. You can't keep track of them.
Yes, although a lot of people think that way.
At Anthony Incorporated, they say.
Every 3 Negro families living in cities today owns its own home. That figure comes directly from the United States Bureau of Census.
Maybe so, but Negroes are poor credit risks.
Not more of a credit risk than any other group. Actually, the Negro home buyer meets his payments faithfully, often more faithfully than other race groups in the same economic level. That's the information we got from people who ought to know, the National Association of Real Estate Boards.
From liberals.
Well, maybe, but I've always heard that Negroes buy shoddy, poor quality merchandise.
No, it's just the other way around. According to leading researchers, in proportion to population and income,
when they buy
Negroes
sneakers,
buy
they're
more
top of the
quality
line.
products than any other comparable United States group.
Look at this
there
dinner.
are a lot of confused notions about the Negro customer. But when you dig right down and find out about them,
this car stops automatically when you approach a
Negroes
white
own
neighborhood.
homes. They meet their payments faithfully. They buy good brands of merchandise.
Yeah.
So
Pick
why
up the
let a lot
bitches
of
with this.
old-fashioned ideas hurt profits?
Look at this white
Take
woman.
a look at the real facts. Here in Washington, D.C., the nation's capital, some amazing facts and figures about this new market have been uncovered.
Oh, facts and
For a
figures.
first-hand report,
I heard
we
wrong.
would like to take you directly to the United States Department of Commerce to hear this story from the Secretary of Commerce himself. Here is the Honorable Sinclair Weeks,
A transgender
Secretary
black.
of Commerce
Oh, right.
of the United States.
In the Department of Commerce, we are constantly alert to trends that mean a healthier national economy.
This guy
for the nation as
was
a whole.
such a racist. I don't even know who he was.
We have been interested in a
but I'm assuming he was a hella racist.
Represents a huge potential for goods and services.
The Negro.
I'm referring to the new Negro market. The tremendous buying power of this group.
Could I go pick up a Negro? Go to the Negro market and pick me up
average Negro family's income is at a record high. In fact, since 1939, it has increased more than the average
by
income
25
of all
cents.
Americans. Just take a look at a few figures. An official Department of Commerce report shows that at least 1/3 of the Negroes living in cities earn from $2,000 to $5,000 a year. Today, the
that stat
Negro
hasn't changed at
wage
all.
earner brings home a paycheck 4 times larger than the one he collected in 1939. As a whole, the Negro market has a total income of about $15 billion every year.
Damn!
That taxes Negro families still have many billions of dollars to spend. Here is a buying power that cannot help but have a tremendous effect on our national economy and on business prosperity in general.
Missing his middle finger over there?
Are spent
I lost it in the war.
for a wide range of goods, services, and employment.
A Jap shot it off.
Business everywhere is bound to feel the impact.
This new buying power has resulted in a class Negro market, a profitable, above-average income
new drill
group of
rap, I'm
consumers.
sure.
For example, the nation's largest newspaper and magazine research organization,
Is that Julio Foolio or whatever his name is?
reports these
Julio
significant figures.
Foolio?
More than 51%
The dead rapper?
of the readers of Ebony magazine have a record player in their homes.
Wow.
Almost
Negroes have record
64% own a television set.
Most
And
have
almost
stolen a
78%
television
enjoy the convenience of an electric refrigerator.
to keep
It
that
is
Colt
also a
45
fact, and
cold.
this is from the magazine The Food Field Reporter, that Negroes spend almost $3 billion a year for food alone. Per capita,
And that's even food they
buy
don't
more
throw around the
cosmetics,
store.
drugs and toiletries
Look
than
at her.
anyone else in the country. And their children are better educated, too, because since 1930, enrollment in Negro colleges is up 2,500%.
Wow.
But really, to recognize the importance of this class Negro market, we must realize that something has been happening economically in our country. People are on the move. The population is shifting.
Yeah.
The makeup of
white
metropolitan
people.
populations today
They're
is different
fleeing
than it was
the area.
just a few short years ago. To give you a better idea of what we mean, we set up several cameras, candid cameras, in a number of shopping locations. Take a look at these shoppers.
Wow. Where is
Notice
this?
what a large proportion of them are Negro. What's the reason?
Yeah, believe me.
It's simply this.
I'll notice.
Negro families are moving into the cities where there are more job opportunities.
As the white people move to the suburbs.
Prestige and security, jobs that pay more money. As a result, Negro families today often make up the largest part of central city consumer prospects. A shoe store in Chicago's Loop, for example, reports that more than 50% of its customers
Out of my way.
are Negro.
Get to the back of the
In
bus.
another case, a drugstore located at a transfer point in a non-Negro neighborhood finds that its Negro customers total 25%. The trend is plain. The new Negro families today are moving into more populated areas, to the cities, where there are more stores, more buying opportunities. Since 1940, in San Francisco alone, the Negro market has increased by 89%.
Yeah. Now in
Chicago
Oakland, we
by
have
81%.
street takeovers.
Houston, Texas, 45%. Philadelphia, 50%.
Yeah,
The
Philadelphia.
impact of this new buying force is so
Those are the
tremendous
crime stats
that
now
actually
attributed
in 14
to the
major
Negro
United
in those
States
cities.
markets, a product cannot be number one without Negro support. A product must have the backing of this big new buying power to be a leader in the field. What do you have to sell? Chewing gum or cars? Toothpaste
Ripple
or transportation?
or purple
Whatever it
suits.
is, here are millions of prospects. And these prospects are everywhere. Negro customers can no longer be
Unfortunately,
pigeonholed. They cannot be classified as prospects who
She
trade only in
hates
certain
black people.
stores, certain neighborhoods. Today, Negroes shop downtown. They shop in supermarkets. They shop in small neighborhood stores. They'll buy from anyone who wants to sell to them. But we all know that before you can sell to customers,
this guy looks a little shady.
To know them. You must understand something about them. What do the Negro customers buy? Why do they buy? How do you sell to them? Let's find out. Let's hear the opinion of men who have spent a lifetime studying the buying habits of customers the world over. Here is what
that's good enough.
psychologists
I think we've gotten a good gist of what that whole thing's about. Holy shit. Selling to the Negro. That's something right there, huh? Isn't it amazing? Some people would see that video and of that film and think that it was horrible and terrible and how they were made to seem like a whole nother species. Why can't you just sell to people? What is this sell to the Negro thing? And on the other hand, you look and go, what the fuck happened to the black community? That right there showed people in the black community, a community, just caring about how they looked, how they dressed. And I'm not saying this terrible behavior is exclusive to black people in this country. Everyone's kind of, people don't wear suits to the movies anymore. They don't go to the movies. We know what fucking air travel is like these days. It's an abomination. But the Negro has just taken it to a whole nother level where, you could look back at stuff like that and see a father and son washing the car and the mother and the wife, she's dressed to the nines, going out shopping, got a little I Love Lucy hat on. And how did it get to I'm going out in public in my pajamas with a fucking a shower cap on? And I'm going to be the nastiest person you ever meet on the street. That's like really a fucked up kind of trajectory the community has taken over the course of the years. Oh, Joe from Pennsylvania, line 5. Joe, what's up, my friend?
Anthony, how are you, my friend?
Very good.
I'm sorry.
No, very good. Thank you.
I think the new question should be not should we go back in history to kill baby Hitler. I think we should go back in history and kill the person who decided to learn how to sell to them.
Yeah, maybe that's it. It seemed like they were doing fine. They knew how to buy suits and dresses and clothes for their kids and typewriters and cars. And what happened? Now it's a catastrophe.
We went and fucked it up.
As usual. Yeah, when the 60s rolled around, you got like Lyndon Baines Johnson in the White House and Bobby Kennedy and all these civil rights guys. They didn't see how good it was. Like they didn't see that, the black people were progressing with this assimilation into American culture and society. And a lot of people got them all riled up. And they just stopped doing what we just saw in that film, dressing up respectably, father and son, mother and daughter. They're getting jobs and out shopping with other people, and it's not a fucking problem. So, yeah, somebody fucked up.
The white liberal.
White liberals, absolutely. I do blame the white liberal for that. Looked like blacks were on a good trajectory to successful assimilation into our society, and somebody fucking threw a fucking pipe in the spokes there. Hi, my friend.
And Anthony, can I ask you one more thing?
Of course.
Have you bought any new toys lately?
No, I have no real new toys. I'm just trying to fix my old one. I'm thinking about a car, but because I'm a one vehicle guy right now, and we have 2 people in this household. So, I need a car of my own, but I don't just buy a car. I have the Yukon for, hauling shit around if ever need to go to Home Depot or something, or just driving back and forth somewhere. But I want a car that I enjoy to drive around.
I was talking more about firearms, really.
Oh, that. Well, I have some stacked up around here. I still have to get all of my other guns from Keith. Keith the cop lives down here in South Carolina. He took possession of all my guns many years ago, and I got a lot of them back. But when he moved to South Carolina and I moved here, we just haven't hooked up yet. We talk a lot, but until I, physically drive there and pick up my shit, he's got my Barrett 50 cal, my Desert Eagle 50 cal, my I know he's got all my fun blam blam guns. So I haven't bought anything new, though.
Have you heard of Sons of Liberty Gunworks?
No, I have not.
They are in Texas. They have strong customer service to the point where if you are to use your rifle and it is taken into evidence, they will replace your rifle.
Oh, jeez. That's a hell of a deal you probably never really want to cash in on. Don't have to use that thing. Definitely not.
Since I moved to America, that's my next purchase.
All right. Proud of you. Very good. Exercise those rights, my friend. Take it easy, buddy. Yeah. All right, we'll get to a couple of more things here. This mouse. This is the mouse for the phones, and I don't control the phone, so I can leave it there. Jeepers creepers. Well, we're talking about black people. There are a few topics here today. One is a black woman. She's saying that you're literally saying the N-word, even if you're not saying the N-word. There's a list of words that are very common these days, commonly used by people, and she's telling you, do not use them because all it means is the dreaded N-word. So here she is.
10 ways you say the N-word without saying the N-word. If you use any of these terms or phrases in reference to black people, you are just as racist as the person that actually uses the N-word. Here are the words: thug, ghetto, welfare queen, lazy, race baiter, race lifter, threatening, angry, dangerous. Or you say that we're playing the victim or we are a diversity hire. What you actually mean to say is the N-word. Just stop it. If you say these words or phrases, you are calling us the N-word. If you say these ignorant racist terms or phrases around your children, you're also teaching your children to be racist just like you.
They're learning without me.
So I have good news and bad news for you. Here's the bad news. You're not as non-racist as you thought you were, and you're certainly not anti-racist. Here's the good news. You can unlearn all the racist crap you've been taught and reject white supremacist ideologies that you've believed for your entire life. Now, if you're ready to do that and start becoming a part of the solution instead of a part of the problem, go to that link on my profile, sign up for my webinar replay, or do my 5-day challenge, because it's time to do
Of course, she's got a grift. Imagine saying, like, you'll be not part of the solution, you're part of the problem with what's going on in that community. Really? You're going to talk about thug? Why would I use the word thug against anybody that wasn't being a thug? When I use the word thug, I mean thug. I'll drop the N-bomb when I want to drop that one. It's not like I'm using that word in lieu of. And lazy? Come on, that's old school. And anyone can be lazy. That's not a racial derogatory term. Ghetto queen? Who uses that one? I use ghetto rat. Is that good? She didn't say ghetto rat, so I'm guessing that doesn't mean the N-word to her. It's just another example of, like, instead of really addressing the big problems in the black community, they just love, getting on white people saying thug. I mean, don't be a thug. Make it impossible for anyone to call people, black people, thugs. There you go. Now we go, oh, a thug. What do you mean? This guy's not a thug. He's a responsible, law-abiding citizen. Yeah, you're right. God, I miss using the word thug. Make it impossible to use those words that you just said, and everything will be fine. Until then, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. I guess. Oh, Julio Foolio. We used to talk about dead rappers all the time because it seemed like they were dropping off like flies. We kind of stopped. I think I got out of the circle of influence of rappers and drill rappers and whatnot. So I haven't done it in a while, but we do have a new dead, and they can't just die of natural causes. They got to be, shot. So Julio Foolio was shot and killed. A banana Julio Foolio. He's from Jacksonville, killed in Tampa. It was an ambush, says his attorney. Do we have any? Well, let's hear the story. Let's see what the story is there. Julio Foolio.
Arrest following the shooting death of a Jacksonville rapper known as Julio Foolio.
The rapper, whose real name is Charles Jones, was shot outside a Tampa hotel while celebrating his 26th birthday.
Foolios. How to sell to the Foolios. You see the sign outside the house, Johnson and Gray and White, and then it's Foolio.
Bruce and Jen, Charles Jones was the only person killed when someone shot at the car he was riding in. 3 other people were hit but are expected to be okay. Jones went by his rap name, Julio Foolio. He was known for rap videos with controversial lyrics about murders involving rival gangs.
Could you pause for a second? I mean, honestly, rap lyrics with rap songs with controversial lyrics about murder, and that's every rap song. It's not controversial. It's rap. It's that music. A controversial, as opposed to those wonderful love song rap songs where they talk about a starlit night with your best gal. Holy shit.
Other shootings in the last 3 years. Both were here in Jacksonville. Yesterday around 5 a.m., the rapper was shot and killed outside of a Holiday Inn near the University of South Florida. News4Jax reporter Alicia Hatcher spoke to our crime and safety analyst, Tom Hackney, about whether there's a possibility that the person or people responsible could be tied back to Jacksonville.
Doing this for so long, I would tend to think this is more of a Jacksonville-based regional kind of beef between two groups. Maybe took advantage of a foolish posting that was out there saying where he was, and that's the downside of that.
He was being a Foolio.
If you have this beef with somebody else, it's really dangerous to do that.
Him saying beef is hilarious. You Pat Oswalt looking motherfucker.
That's a rival group like this, it's going to look at that and say, "Oh, we got you." And that's exactly what happened in the parking lot of this hotel. Hundreds of potential bullets were sprayed. We can see from watching the video just how many in that one car windshield, and this is the outcome.
Julio Foolio died 2 days after his 26th birthday. Hackney says because of the high-profile nature of this case, Foolio's sudden death could lead to more shootings.
I bet.
When you look a little historically back at him and some of the incidents that he's had just in the last 12 months, you have to make some assumptions that based on that, this is going to be a back and forth kind of thing. And
they were
that's
gunning for Julio Foolio.
It doesn't stop. So his murder comes, and somebody from a rival group is now going to get out there and need to be retaliated against in their eyes for his murder, and then that just keeps going.
Oh yeah, this is a great video. I love animals. You know me. I'm an animal guy. I'm not an animal rights guy. I don't go out and protest, but I never want to see animals hurt. And I hate PETA. I think they get it all wrong, They're 100% no eating an animal. That's it. We should just eat dandelions and weeds and stuff. I can't do that. But I don't like seeing animals get hurt. There's still some archaic practices going on around the world. And, Chinese eat dogs and cats. They like eating dogs and cats. It's terrible. We make them pets and they eat them. And then there's other things that are gone from this country for the most part. Circuses. People got rid of circuses years ago. They just stopped going. And I think part of that was it's just an archaic, ancient form of entertainment. Who wants to go to a circus? They're stupid, fake, and gay. So then there's also the using elephants. Other countries, India especially, they love using elephants for work, for entertainment. And it seems like the only control, and that term's used very loosely, that they have over these animals is they take a stick and they smack the elephant with it on various parts of his body to make him do the bidding of the master. And, you know, we've seen this. Usually it works. I, for one, am a great fan of when it doesn't work and when the animal wins, whether it's the tiger, the lion, the bear, or the elephant. This is a stunning example of the not only strength of an elephant, but the dexterity of all of its parts working in unison to destroy the piece of shit that was smacking this elephant around for God knows how long. No sound, so just enjoy the visual pleasure. Yeah, the elephant's like, you know, one more time, asshole. One more fucking time. Oh, all right. I've given you enough. There you go. Oh. Like, legs got to be broken. Look, this guy is a beach chair. This elephant turned this douchebag into a beach chair. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. Ah, yeah, you're back down there. All of his forward weight. And he's not done. He picks him up with his mouth. Now he's got to, you know, do a puppet show with him. Little puppet show. And this dummy gets over there, and what does he start doing? Smacking him with a stick. That guy is so dead. Is so dead. He folded him up like a lawn chair, and then just compressed him down into a little accordion. That's great. Good for the elephant. Chalk up one. A dub for the old elephant. I love that. Love it. Here's a woman. She does happen to be an African-American woman. And she's got a problem because she insists that white women, white people in general, I guess, don't say excuse me. Now, before you play this, I've already seen it. I thought when I first read this that they don't say excuse me like if they bump into you. And they go, oh, excuse me. Because white people do that all the time. They are petrified to not, you know, say excuse me if they bump into people in the subway or what have you. So I'm like, why is she trying to fucking say we don't say excuse me? We do it all the time. We're polite. And then I watched the video and realized what she means is if there's a black person in the way of a doorway, a pathway, an aisle in the supermarket, a white person will just sit there and wait for the black person to just move at some point instead of going, excuse me, can I get through there? So that's what she means. So let's watch.
White people, what's so hard about saying excuse me? Quickly, questions that need answers. Why are y'all so afraid to say excuse me? Are y'all afraid of saying excuse me to black people? Do y'all also not say excuse me to each other? Like, why are you so comfortable with just standing behind someone for minutes on end waiting for them to move rather than just saying, excuse me, I want to get past?
Well, I think we know the answers that she's looking for. I'd say you have an 85% less chance of having the shit beat out of you if you just stand there and don't say, excuse me. The second you make contact and say, excuse me, your chances of being pummeled and kicked about the head, neck, face, chest, and groin area go up leaps and bounds just by a simple, excuse me. What you mean? I ain't your way. You wait for me to move. I'm busy doing something here. We've seen enough of the videos, Miss Lady. We've seen enough of the videos. So your answer, yes. White people, it is a fear thing. There's a fear of saying, excuse me, or really anything to a black person that you don't know at all in a strange situation like that, a store, or saying excuse me means you want them to do something for you. Even if it's just move up a little so I can get through, you are requesting something of that person. And black people do not appreciate white people telling them what to do. So to avoid that problem, you sit, you wait, they got to move eventually, and then you move on. Hope that helped. I hope that helped, young lady. Any more black news here? Oh, there's a judge. This woman is a judge. Black woman, a judge. She gets into an altercation with the police, and it's the same fucking video that I watch pretty much every night about black women's interactions with the police. They never go well. There's never ID. There's always a problem. There's a lot of yelling. There's a lot of not listening. I can't tell you how many times the cops going, no, shh, listen. You need to listen to me. Well, I don't care. I was in the store and I am conducting an investigation. What are you investigating? I'm trying to tell you this. We are investigating a shop. I didn't take nothing. I got nothing on me. I was here with, hold on. This is every single altercation. Here it is.
You have prevent
Take me. I could give a damn. Take me where you want to take me.
So how do you want me to take you somewhere expeditiously?
Now. Take me where you want to take me. No!
Okay, hold on. That's funny. That's just kind of the preface. But they'll do that too. The black women usually start making these very demanding orders to the cops, but ordering them to do things that they're going to do anyway as cops. Go ahead, arrest me. Go ahead, put them handcuffs on. You put them on, quick. Do it faster. Like they'll demand they do things that they were going to do. Take me where you're going to take me. Go ahead, do it now. And it's like, what is this getting you? Are you getting one over on the cop by ordering him to take you to jail? It's ridiculous. So play the rest of this.
No, he can punch me. Everything for no reason.
This woman's a judge.
Let her fucking go.
She's got such nice dark black hair though. That's kind of, that's a good, what's that on the ground? Oh, wait a minute. Don't you think they'd just be embarrassed to do anything that would make their hair fall off? Look, now she's got this nasty stocking cap over God knows the horror under that. Like, you'd think that would be the great peacemaker.
I don't punch niggas.
Not getting in the car.
Where you want to take me?
I can't take you. I don't have any identification on me.
I don't care. You don't need identification. You have locked people up and you have picked up up dead bodies when you don't know who bodies it was, but you picked them up. Take me where you need to take me.
I'm trying to.
No, take me where you need to take me immediately, expeditiously.
Immediately.
You have prevented
Take me. I could give a damn. Take me where you want to take me.
So how do you want me to take you somewhere?
Now. Take me where you want to take me.
That's a judge. She was appointed a judge. Ugh. Isn't that just awful? Take me where you want to take me. Now. You do it now. And he's like, oh, okay. I was going there anyway. But it's funny that he goes, no, we're not going there yet. Like even her demand to be taken to jail was not met. But I would think, yeah, you know, when I talk about an armed populace is a peaceful populace, if people are armed, there's kind of an understanding. It's almost like the atomic powers on Earth having the mutual assured destruction. You know, you attack me, there's a good chance we're both just going to be wiped out. So, you know, if people are armed, you're less apt to just pull a gun out and rob people or shoot people or threaten people because you're not sure. They might be armed too. I would think hair weaves and these sewn-in boat rope extensions with black women would be the thing that keeps the peace. Look, I don't want the embarrassment. But that's the word, isn't it? The key word that just doesn't seem to exist, embarrassment. I don't want the embarrassment of my hair flying off my head and landing on the ground in a pile, exposing the nylon cap that's hiding I don't know what type of wildlife underneath. You would think that would, you know, chicks would just go, yo, chill, the weed. And they say, oh, yeah, I'm feeling you. And then they just walk away. But no, they'll grab that thing right off their head, your nasty-ass weave off your head, and throw it right on the fucking ground. Look like a tarantula. All right, kids. Monday, we are done. Monday, done day. We'll be back tomorrow. Don't you fret. For the subscribers, not for you YouTube skinflints that watched today, but if you subscribe to Compound Media, 20% off with the code Compound20. Then you could tune in tomorrow. You could tune in Wednesday for the show I do every week with Gavin McInnes, and Thursday where I do another show after that. Yes, joy. So do that. Subscribe. I was doing Uncle Rico over the weekend. I think I did it twice over the course of the weekend, Friday and last night. It's just getting insane, that whole Dabbleverse thing. I haven't really taken it over to this show, and I don't plan on that. The Dabbleverse is whatever it is. But when John does things that directly involve me, then I'll talk about it. He hasn't yet, but he's made some threats. Like somebody mentioned, why don't you go to South Carolina? Because he talks about going to all these places. He's going to beat up. Well, he says he's just going to talk, but then he flexes. It's embarrassing. And he talks about how, we'll just talk. And he winks. And he's going to go to various cities where people live and call them out of their houses and whatnot. And someone mentioned maybe he should come over here to South Carolina because he's got to go to Alabama to, let Shuli know what time it is, spin his dreidel. That's what John's going to do. And then he could zip right over here. I think he's got a complete map all set up where he's got to go to, punch people in his fantasy world. So I think that. So if he ever pursues something like that, if I get a cease and desist like everyone else has gotten, Carl from Who Are These Podcasts got it, Shuli got a cease and desist. I was on Shuli's show last night. As John was saying, he's never used the N-word, saying, of course he has. I heard him use it at my house when he was over with a bunch of the guys playing poker. I could have 15 people back up that story that they heard John drop N-bombs in my house. He's going after Kate Meany. He says that she's committed a horrible crime. She was in New York and recorded a phone call that the two were having while John was in California. John insists because he was in California, which is a two-party phone call state, meaning if you record it, both parties have to consent to the recording. Meanwhile, New York is a one-party consent state. And that is where the call originated from, where Kate made the call to John from. So that it takes precedent over the jurisdiction of the call. But John just cannot get this through that thick skull into that rotting cashew that maybe used to be a brain at some point. So he said today was the big day. He was going to the FBI field office in New York City, the New York City FBI field office, to report her for doing this. Then he was going to go to the precinct, in New York NYPD precinct in which she lives, and report her to the police there, and also file lawsuits, not just to get arrests, but lawsuits against everyone that played that audio of him. It's an audio of him saying fag on the phone call. So he said, and by the way, he's saying it's not even him. So he's going to sue and have Kate arrested for playing a recording that he didn't consent to, that he's saying wasn't even him. It's AI, he says. They used AI to make him use a gay epithet. It's so hilariously insane. He talks about having a video. Kate sent him pictures and videos, provocative material perhaps, and he's been debating posting it because he doesn't want to get struck for on his channel for posting revenge porn. But he posted a video of Kate hula hooping in a bikini. Now, his brilliant take on this, to prove that Kate's a liar, is that Kate said she does not own a hula hoop. Yet there she is hula hooping. We're on Uncle Rico last night listening to this mental patient go off, and the amount of times he said hula hoop like he was Perry fucking Mason. The evidence of the hula hoop. It's utter and complete madness. This guy is certifiably insane. So while, like I said, I will do shows like this, I'll be at DabbleCon 2 in Rochester coming up in August. Looking forward to that. I love the whole dynamic of the Dabbleverse and doing the shows, and Shuli and Bob Levy, and they're just hilarious to listen to when they just dismantle this mental patient. So, that's, but as far as taking anything here and really going and doing anything, because I know people have asked in various social media outlets, no, I will not be becoming another Stuttering John show. But like I said, if there are things that, if I get served with a summons or a cease and desist, of course we'll have a little fun with that. But that's where it stands right now. I did hear he said he got everything done today that he said he was going to get done. And he was saying all night that he's going today to the FBI and to the NYPD to have Kate Meany arrested for record. Imagine this mental patient walking in to a fucking police station or the FBI and saying that a 24-year-old girl recorded him, a 58-year-old man, during their conversation about hula hoops and played the tape to other people, how fast would they laugh and toss him out like a cartoon character? And stay out. It's such a fucking joke. So I wanted an expert's take on this. So I go right to the sources. Vinny FBI. I ask Vinny FBI, I go, so if Stuttering John walked into a New York FBI office asking to have a girl arrested for recording a casual phone call, what would they do? He goes, assuming it was in a two-party state, in New York, you only need one party. Either way, nothing. So he's going, differentiating between the two-party state and one-party state. It is New York calling California, so it originated. And it even says in the ruling, in the law, that they go to the state that the call originated from, that the person's recording the call from. That's where you default to. And then he goes, I could imagine it would be added on to a list of indictments if the situation arose, if there was something else going on, and one of the many charges, and it was something like, drug charges, and it was kind of important to the case, something. But he goes, but if that situation arose, but no way anyone is going to charge that alone. It's embarrassing. Imagine an FBI agent going to the supervisor at the end of the shift and having to run through the paperwork of what they did today. And one of those things, while terrorists are streaming over our borders, is, this 58-year-old man said a 24-year-old girl recorded his phone call. Yeah, and was it a threat to the president? Was it the cartel from... What is this? Why would you even entertain this? Well, it was Stuttering John Melendez. Well, you should have told me that first. It's ridiculous. This guy is a blithering idiot, and I guess that's why it's so unbelievably entertaining to listen to and dissect his mental illness and his alcoholism. There you go. Anyway, that's what was going on over the weekend in the Stuttering John Melendez drama camp. All right, everyone. We will see you back here tomorrow, 4:30 sharp. You be here or be squeer. And we'll hasta you mañana. Sponties, snibbles, and hasta Manjorki.